We were so.
Yeah. Look how hot we were. Look how hot we were.
Sexy. I know.
You're still that hot.
Those arms, Robyn. Those arms. God, they don't look like that now.
Look at my jaw. I'm so hot.
Well,
we're all gonna have to get back to full shape when this thing ends.
I know, back to show weight.
Yeah. I'm David Gordon from TheaterMania. I'm here with Robyn Hurder and Ricky Rojas of Moulin Rouge on Broadway. They play Nini and Santiago, and we were just admiring this wonderful photo.
Back in the day.
Back in the day. Back when there used to be a show.
Back when I used to have muscle definition.
Oh.
Remember that?
Back when I was half the person.
Ricky's coming at us live from France, which is why there might be a delay. Because I guess the internet in France, I guess the 4G is different in France than it is here in the States, but it's all good.
I mean, that's what I'm working off.
What is that? I don't know what these things are.
It's like a Wi-Fi box thing, but it's not like a cable.
I see. All right. Well.
Anyway,
Still good to see your face, Ricky.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yours too.
Do you guys still hang out as a cast? Like, are there still cast Zooms that happen?
No.
Or has that died off months ago?
I mean, I feel like we all were like into it because it was all new and it was such an abrupt switch of schedule that we were just constantly texting and FaceTiming and then it's just like, reality sets in and you develop your own like new normal schedule and then life goes by. It's so weird because it's been over 6 months and it feels like it was so long ago when I walked out of the theater, but 6 months have flown by. It's one of those things.
Is it the sort of thing that like if you were to get a call and they said, okay, we're starting next week, could you go back to the theater and do it all again? Or do you guys need like rehearsal to get it? Like, is it still in your body?
I need like a healthy 6 weeks for a juice cleanse. Like a juice cleanse.
Yeah. I'm
hitting the treadmill.
I need 6 weeks.
Yeah, I mean, there's no possible way, especially with Moulin Rouge. Like, I was even going through the show, I don't know, but I was randomly thinking about it, and I was like, I don't even have that many lines in the show, and I was like, I don't even know what I say. Like, there are certain, we would need...
I can't remember.
No, we'd need we'd need a whole new, like, kind of rehearsal process.
Yeah.
But before that, we need
100%. Even vocally, like, I haven't, Yeah.
We need to build up stamina for it. So it would be like a healthy, like Broadway needs to call at least 2 months in advance to say, hey, so we can all, because the thing is, it's not like we wear dresses. Everybody wears really tight clothing in the show.
Right.
Like everybody does. My corset will not zip. Like it would not zip right now. So
mine will not. Tell me about when you first got the script for this show. Like and you were like looking for it. Did you guys audition? Did they come to you to play these parts? Tell me about how you got your roles.
You go, Ricky. First.
I auditioned for it in London because they had been looking for a Santiago for a while and they hadn't found someone that they liked. I think it's a pretty funny role because you have to act. It's a comedy part, but then it's also like you have to be able to sing and dance. It's a weird one. So and Hispanic and stuff. So it's it was a pretty hard part to cast in that respect. And yeah, they auditioned in London as a last ditch, I think, and they found me, and then I flew over.
They found the sexy unicorn. That's what they found.
Robyn, what about you? How did you land this part?
I got an appointment for it. Ricky. I got an appointment for it when I started buzzing around, and I was just like, because I've been, coveting this role of Nini since I saw it when it opened in the theaters a long time ago. So
it was this particular role is the one that you always wanted.
I did, yeah, just because when I watched the Roxanne scene in the movie, I like lost myself, and I was just like, I need to do this role. But I was only 19 at the time, so I went in, I sang and I read for this, and it was very different back then. And then we went in for this very fun dance call where it was, because basically Nini is part of the Lady M's, so that was the fun little, Lady Marmalade combo. And then I kind of had a one-on-one audition for the Nini Tango stuff, which was one of the most fun days of my life, just getting to work one-on-one with Sonia. And yeah, I went through a couple callbacks, and then I got offered to do a short reading of it, and then ended up doing the lab a few months later for 6 weeks. And back then, Nini was nasty. She was the villain. She was Eastern European. And then things needed to shift. Also, my Russian accent was just horrid. I'm so glad that switched. I'm terrible. I'm just terrible with accents, man. Oh, man. So then she kind of turned to like me. And yeah, and I ended up doing Boston. And that's when I met Ricky, and I was like, here it is. The minute we started working together, it was just an instant bond of friendship and chemistry and trust. And I just felt so safe that it was like literally a blessing, because I was nervous about it because they'd gone through a few Santiago, and I was just like, it's not a right fit. And then
we were lucky.
Yeah,
we were lucky
because it's a lot on each other, and you really have to trust each other and really like each other, which is what we do.
Yeah. Could you imagine? It's been awful.
It would be terrible, especially someone with my personality. I'd be like.
I was going to say, how much of you guys, your personalities, did they allow into these characters when you guys were putting the show up?
I mean, Alex Timbers let us go. I mean, he really did. He just, I think the reason why we were hired is because he likes us. He likes every single person. That's why when you see the show, you often see, especially with the women, like that was our hair when, like, the wigs that you see, like it's really like what we looked like when we auditioned for the show or when we were in rehearsals for the lab. So he just kind of like gave us free reign to be like, let's try it again. So you're seeing so much of Robyn that,
absolutely
on stage, and they let me go with it. And, I'm bringing out my deepest inner, like, devil desires on stage, doing everything I've always wanted to do. I think the same thing for Ricky, right?
Yeah. Same. Yeah. There's a whole lot of me in it. A whole lot of my dad in it. I based a lot of it on my dad. But it was great. Like Robyn said, Alex was great. He just let us, get on with it, and really got to, put our stamp on it, which is really good.
So when I saw it, well, it's funny. I was about to say I saw it last summer, and then I realized last summer means this past summer. But I saw it when it first opened, which was last summer.
That's right.
2 summers ago, the summer ago now. And I just remember like sitting there and thinking, like, this is the best like bar mitzvah I've ever been to. This is the best wedding party I've ever experienced. It was just like so much fun, and it was wall to wall energy, and it was just music and dancing, and they do so much like great stuff to bring the audience into it. Like, is it as fun to do as, I mean, I know I'm sure it's hard as hell, but is it like as fun to do as it looks from the audience's perspective?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It is that fun. I mean, especially when Go ahead, Ricky. You're on the delay. Go.
I would. Okay, I'll go. I'm going now. I'm going. It's the delay. I'm gonna go. It is fun. We get to play with our friends, man. It's the best job in the world, and we do get we get on like a house on fire. It's crazy. And also the same chemistry that like me and Robyn have, that we say we're lucky to have gotten. It's like I feel the same chemistry with like Aaron, who plays Christian, and Sa, who plays Lautrec. It's crazy. Like we just got on so well. It's like that doesn't happen often.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, and especially when the audience, it's fun because it's lit so much. There's a lot of lights in our show, especially in the opening number, which is the huge invitation into the Moulin Rouge. You can really see everybody. Like you can see the orchestra, you can see the first few rows of the balcony. And when you see everybody's faces and they're like, mouths are open, or they're singing along, or they're clapping, or they're screaming, it's like you'd have to be dead inside if that's not infectious to you. You know what I mean? It's just like, especially when it's like the ending of, the opening number, and everyone is just like, you hear that final like button, and then the whole audience is just like, you know what I mean?
It's like exactly what
here we go.
Exactly what you want Broadway to be. It's like this like massive spectacle, and I had a great time. I would watch it.
It makes you feel good, and I think moving forward, eventually, past this pandemic, it's going to be so special because everybody is just dying to feel good, and it's going to be so incredible to get back on stage and see that we can make people feel good again, give them that live theatrical experience. So
what were your
I'm going to cry. I'm going to cry my eyes out.
Of course. I'm going to actually explode. Like I'm going to actually like
What were your reactions when you walked into the theater in Boston and you saw the sets come to life for the very first time?
I think everybody's mouth dropped open. And I think everybody cried.
There's a great video of it.
That's right. They did. They made a whole video of it, but it was just like, we had seen like the set design of it, and it looked pretty on paper or projection. Especially the Colonial, which it's so vast and it's so wide, and the Hirschfeld is a little bit more intimate. It's more like a little box. The Colonial is just spread out, melted into the sides, that it was so big, and it was just so overwhelming, and everybody was just like, no one's ever seen anything like it before. And it's so smart to put that much time, effort, and money into a front of house, because that you see that everybody, when they walk in, they are literally like,
they're
like, I mean, there's an elephant. There's an elephant and windmill. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's pretty.
It's like
Derek McLean and Kathy Zubarucci, and your whole creative team, Alex and
It's the team of team mans. It's
Justin,
they're very smart, taking their time with getting the show together. Getting the right idea together of how they want to portray it, the right art creative team, and then the cast and everything. It's just like perfect recipe.
I mean, for me as a orchestrations geek, just thinking about the musical team and like how much, just the amount of songs that Justin Levine must have gone through to find the right pairing for the right songs for all of the mashups in the show.
I mean, and even in rehearsals, it was like never ending. It was constantly changing throughout the rehearsal process as well. We would get like pages of different music, like, oh, let's try this, let's scrap that, let's try this, no, we're going to cut that, let's try this song, let's try that song. And it was constantly changing. Everyone had to be on the ball, just learning stuff and making it work and to fit in. It was pretty special. It was pretty special.
Yeah, the show wouldn't be what it is without Justin Levine with his arrangements and the way he designed.
Yeah.
What is it? 72 songs into a 2.5-hour show.
Insane.
It is.
Is Robyn is Roxanne is doing Roxanne night after night exactly what you wanted it to be?
Yeah. It's it's very hard. It's very hard, and there's always it's always nerve-wracking right before I go out for when everything goes wild, when Lauren starts screaming. That makes me very nervous, but a little bit of nerves are good. It's also like the dance, that moment is designed to always instill a little bit of fear in you to keep you on your toes. Sonia's very smart that way. It's we're safe, but it's dangerous, and you've got to be. It keeps your energy flowing and your adrenaline going, and that's the kind of performing I love to do. Is just be like, buck wild and just be like, let's go. I don't know what's going to happen. And I happen to be surrounded by some of the most amazing, like my favorite men in the world, that I'm in such good hands that it's just a delight, and it's a gift to be able to be this one woman that gets to do this number every night, and it makes people feel things, because people are scared when they watch it, which is awesome. And then people are like, you make it look so easy, and I'm like,
what are you both most looking forward to when it comes back, when we're all able to gather again and put on shows?
Oh, seeing my friends.
That was mine.
Seeing my friends.
Seeing everybody. It's a good cast.
Yeah, 100%.
We love each other a lot, and we are so dumb and silly. It's so funny because everyone is so at the top of their game. When you watch that show, you're like, God, everyone's just so good. And then we're all
so
just
good.
The silliest, like, we're just people.
Yeah.
And the backstage show, whenever we do see each other, because it's so fast-paced, we're always, hanging out, fooling around, being dumb.
Yeah.
So it's definitely the people, and then second, I think, is just performing. I miss performing so much.
Yeah.
It's like medicine for me, and it's such a part of my life. And the fact that it's gone right now, I don't really feel like myself. I mean, I'm like nailing the wife, mother, housewife game, like nailing it, and I'm loving it. But there's my other half that it's so part of my blood, and the fact that it's gone right now is a little, it plays with your mind and your emotions a lot.
Yeah.
But the good news is that we happen to be part of a show called Moulin Rouge that we know is coming back, and that just makes it even more.
Yeah.
I shoot out so much gratitude every single day, knowing that I have this gift of all gifts to get to go back to,
Yeah. And Ricky, what about you?
We're very lucky. Very lucky.
I bet you can't wait to get back.
Me, I actually can't remember the question. Yeah. I can't wait.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm watching the news. I'm watching New York like every day, But I just really can't wait to get back. Really can't wait. I mean, I'm building windows. I'm concreting. I'm, making stuff. I've got like a farm. Like we live in a farm in France, and it's rural, so there's a lot of work to do. So, but I want to sing again.
Yeah, I know. We want to do what we love to do.
You will tango again, hopefully.
If you can see, it's wow. My camera's flipped this way. That's my son. Now it's on the wall because this is his desk. Talk about Ricky building things and
Yeah.
putting up windows. It's like, I am literally a school teacher. Like something I never ever thought that I would do. And it was, you know, last year, the end of kindergarten was an absolute show. Trying to homeschool him because they didn't have any structure because it was all new and it was going so fast, like they couldn't get ahead of it. And so this year is like so much more structured, but it's so much responsibility that I'm like literally a teacher. Like I'm with him 8:30, teaching him till 2 in the afternoon every day. Besides now, it's going to be Wednesdays and Fridays that he goes to school. But I have a feeling that's going to shut down in a second. Oh God!
Wow! Oh God!
I know. Yeah, we've had a spike in our county, so I have a feeling it's going to be Mrs. Alves, Mrs. Mommy for the rest of the year. We'll see. I don't know. But I actually, I'm getting better at it. Like I'm actually having more patience with my son because my son's very similar to me. We have very similar personalities, and it can be a danger zone. We really like to manipulate each other. So, but I'm getting a lot better at it.
I wish we were in person talking. But until we can all be in person together, the best we can offer is the Moulin Rouge cast album, which is great, and on Spotify. And there are so many clips of the show on the internet. People watching this know where to find this show on the internet. Yeah, and I mean the legal clips. I'm not advocating for anything else.
I know.
Yeah, I saw that there was like a totally bad romance on YouTube, and I was like,
I know.
Where did that come from?
Yeah.
And then I was also like, damn, Ricky, we look good.
What?
I'm not advocating the clips to find out our stuff.
We did. I was like, oh wow, I never knew we looked like that. It's sexy. Yeah. It's a lot.
Anyway, Robyn, Ricky, I appreciate it. Thank you so much for coming and talking to me about the show and helping.
Pleasure.
Give me a diversion for 22 minutes.
Seriously, anything. Let's like celebrate art and life and try to create some distractions at least a couple times a day so we can all keep our sanity.
Yeah. Be well, both of you. I look forward to seeing you in person.
Yeah.
Hopefully soon.
Lots of love.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Okay.